Madagascar, home to 12,000 species, of which 80% are unique to the island. For mammals, it's ranked within the top 10 red list of the World Conservation Union. 17 out of 50 species of lemur are at risk, and deforestation is still threatening their survival. With only 10% of forests surviving, any plan that seeks to reverse or halt this trend is critical. In the Manambolo Valley, homeland of the Betsileo people for 300 years, the situation was no different. Traditional leaders had lost their authority and with it their control over natural resources. And this led to over-exploitation of the forest and frequent food shortages. With disaster looming, the community looked to the past for a solution.
The water sources began to dwindle, and this had an effect on agriculture, because the water for irrigation comes from the forest, and as the forest receded, there was less and less water.
Having lost their status, the elders had no legal avenue to control or manage resources that had traditionally been theirs. They approached WWF to help find a solution. The villagers created an association, FITEMA, and reinstated the DINA, a traditional set of oral rules and regulations to control resource use and community behaviour. WWF worked with FITEMA and government agencies to make it legally binding. Decisions are now made by the elders after consulting their ancestors.
After the application of the DINA, what we noticed to start with was that we were able to limit the fires. We've been able to eliminate the erosion, and we have also noticed an increase in the availability of water sources.
The community now actively manages the forest. It's for their efforts to reinstate traditional practices that work with modern institutions and laws to conserve biodiversity that have been recognized by the UN's Equator initiative. Before they can start work, they perform a rite to ask their ancestors' permission to enter the forest.
This area was completely deforested. We have decided to restore the forest, to no longer cut down the trees, putting a stop to erosion and protecting our water sources. Now we are using the area as a nursery for palm trees.
Once fully grown, palm trees are cut down for house building. 22 benevolent guardians living in strategic locations regulate access to the forest. A record is kept of everyone who enters and what they're doing there. Reforestation is already showing results, a restored water source. And villagers have channeled the mountain streams using a specially constructed irrigation system based on clay dams. Food supplies have been improved by growing off-season crops like potatoes in the fallow rice fields.
Before, the rice production was not sufficient to feed our family. But now that we are able to grow crops out of season, we can have a bit more produce than we can eat, and we can even sell some. This has reduced the period of hunger from 7 months to 3.
Another innovation involves modern beekeeping techniques. Traditional methods still survive high up on the hillsides using hollowed-out logs. By contrast, modern beekeeping can be sited closer to home and produces much larger quantities of honey.
The honey has a taste of eucalyptus, because now the eucalyptus plants are flowering. The taste is quite pronounced, quite sweet, with a hint of eucalyptus. Me, I like it a lot. Wow!
Children now help replant the lost forests where their ancestors once lived.
Here in Manambolo, we have taken nearly 10 years to achieve these results. To work better with local communities, first of all you have to know how to listen. It's not for an organisation coming from the outside to dictate what should be done.